Are you wondering how long you need to work for the NHS before you qualify for maximum maternity pay? Do you have baby fever and wondering when you can TTC or try to conceive before you can actually qualify for this pay? Then watch this video. Hiya, my name is Sissy and I'm a Ugandan medical doctor working in the UK. I have 2 children and the first one I had while I was a student and I wasn't working, so I did not qualify for any maternity pay or leave. And the second I had while I was working for the NHS, and this time around I qualified for the maximum maternity pay and also for the maternity leave. And I can tell you guys, it made such a huge difference. I mean, postpartum life is already hard enough without having financial worries to worry about. There's no perfect time to have a child, but of course sometimes do seem more perfect than others, or sometimes look even worse than others. I'm also aware you cannot always 100% plan when you have the child because you don't know how long it's going to take. There are all these other factors that are out of your control, but I feel like it was very helpful for me to find out this information. I remember when I was thinking about it, I wanted to find out exactly month by month when would be the time that I would need to start trying so that I can qualify for all the pays, because I did not want to be having another maternity leave with no pay at all. So there are 2 types of maternity pay. The first one is statutory maternity pay and the other one is the NHS occupational maternity pay. So for the first one, which is statutory maternity pay, for you to qualify for it, you must be in continuous service for your employer for at least 26 continuous weeks by the time of 15 weeks before your EDD. It's like they give it to you backwards. So basically what this means is that by the time you're 25 weeks pregnant, you should have been working continuously for that employer for at least 26 weeks. So this automatically rules out you coming to work when you're pregnant. So if you're already pregnant, then you don't qualify for the pay. But equally, when you start working, you can't say that 1 week later, because when you calculate it, you would think that maybe if you start 1 week later, then you can start maybe conceiving to qualify for the pay. Because remember, the 40 weeks of gestation, which is what is the EDD, includes from the LNMP, which is your last normal period. So technically, by the time you start trying to conceive, you are actually 2 weeks pregnant. So that's why you have to factor that into your calculations, guys. Something else to consider is that they don't just take your word for when is your due date. So it's not all about maybe your LNMP, maybe you're very sure of your dates. They use what is called the maternity B form. So that's the Mat B form, which is given to you by your midwife. The midwife usually gives you this form after you've had your 20-week scan, and they take the date of your due date as per the scan that you had at your 12-week appointment, which is also your dating scan. So because the scan might for one reason or the other not be exactly in line with your dates, it's advisable, well, I would personally advise that at least you wait minimum 3 weeks or at least 4 weeks to be on the safe side before even starting to try to conceive. So that's the first bit. So that's the way you qualify for the statutory maternity pay. The next pay is called the NHS occupational maternity pay. To be eligible for this pay, you must be working for the NHS for at least 1 year of continuous service without a break of more than 3 months by the time your baby is 11 weeks to your due date. So again, it's a bit backward. So what this basically means is that by the time you're 29 weeks pregnant, then you should have worked for the NHS for at least 12 months continuously. So again, to qualify for this pay, to be on the safe side, then I would advise waiting at least 6 months of starting your new job before even trying to conceive. So to get the maximum maternity pay, you have to be eligible for both statutory maternity pay and the occupational maternity pay, because the total of both combined gives you an equivalent of your entire salary's average. So that's 100% of your salary for the first 2 months, and then about 90% for the next one, and then it gradually keeps reducing. But that gives you a good cover for at least the first 6 months postpartum to be able to have money that's roughly equal to how much you're earning prior to going on maternity leave. So to know exactly how much you'd be paid, first of all, depends on your own salary and your own tax code and that kind of thing. So I'd highly advise that you contact your payroll department, because they can give you a forecast. They can give you a forecast of how much money you can expect to earn every month. Because remember, the first 9 months of maternity leave are paid, but the last 3 months are not. And the money can be split up in a way that you get the entire amount per month. So get maybe 100% of your salary for the first 2 months, then get 90% of your earnings for, I think, is it weekly, something like that. I'll put it on the screen here. And then it keeps gradually tapering off until about £25 by month 9, and then nothing. So you can have that option, or so you can also decide to have it split equally across the entire 1 year, so 52 weeks, and you get an equal amount of money each month. So it really depends on what works well for you. But contact your payroll department, they'll be able to tell you. And also, guys, you can also contact them before you're pregnant. They're not going to be reporting you, or they're not going to be telling you that maybe you shouldn't be doing this or anything like that. It's really something that people do in order to plan their lives. So just contact your payroll department. You can also use the maternity pay calculator at gov.uk, which I will link down below, to be able to put in all your details, your tax code and everything, and find out exactly how much you can expect to earn. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to watch more videos like this, then please do subscribe. If you want to know how to pass exams as a busy mom, then watch this video next.